Are we live? I think we're live. You can't hear me if we are. Hold on. Hello? Hello? No, I was not trying to play PlayStation. Let's see. What else we got? If there's a game on right now, I want to watch it. WNBA League Pass. So I'm not seeing anything. Of course, Bubble Guppies and Baby Shark has been mixed in to my Prime suggestions because of my kids and because no one else besides me thinks to actually change to my son's name. It's all good. But yeah, we're live. So let's see. What's the title say? Oh no, hold up, let me fix it. So it got shortened on TikTok. Let me see if I can do anything about it on YouTube. Let's go here. Lefty, you would know. I can change it on the back end, right? Close this. I don't want to delete the thread. I just want to close it out. Let me see. Hold on. Let me refresh this page. I should be able to change I should be able to edit the live stream on the back end, right? Okay, so it shows that I'm live now. Oh, it still shows Pragmata. And I changed it though. All right, here we go. Let me do it again. All right. So yeah, I can. Okay, that's what I thought. Thank you. Let's see. Damn it, I can't see because it's so dark in here. But I don't want to. I don't want to make it too. I don't want to have too much light. Because then the light's in my damn face for 2 hours. Let's see. So then we change this to EQ. Coliseum. So So Lefty, since you're here, did the thumbnail show up or is the thumbnail not even there? All right, let me save that. And we'll save it. And let's go back. It doesn't look like the thumbnail even showed up. Let me see. Let me see if it lets me add a thumbnail. Hold on. And I had a fire ass thumbnail too. Here we go. It was alright. Well, I'm not gonna say it was a fire ass thumbnail, but it was decent. You know what I'm saying? Like I was proud of the thumbnail. Let's see. Oh shit, the air server went off. Hold on. Hey, pumpkin. All right, there we go. All right, now let me do the same thing for the let me change this one too. Change that first. And then let's go in and all right, here we go. Yeah, so before I went live, I got an error message, but then I went back and I did it again and everything went live okay. And I put in the right settings, but I don't know what happened. That's really why I need to switch to OBS. I've been trying to make time to switch to OBS. Hey Megan, I'm sorry, I didn't see you there. I'm sorry, I got another window open. I've been trying to make time to switch to OBS, but I can't get the access that I need for Twitch to put everything on OBS. Right now, all I can do is YouTube and Twitch on OBS, but I can't do TikTok. And I wanted to get everything over there before I started live streaming on OBS. So I meant to research that today, but I had a busy day at work. EQ Coliseum and the next game. So yeah, I think where do I save? Yeah, save. Angled brackets. That's what did it. Oh, it was the brackets. I got it. Okay. I see what I did. I put characters in the description that YouTube doesn't like. All right, now let's see if it updated. All right, that looks good. Hold on, Lefty. Let me see what you said over here. Damn. Is your title right? No, the title's not right. You can change it. Cool. It's just loop on the thumbnail. Okay. All right. So yeah. All right. So I updated the thumbnail. Hold on, Megan. I'm coming right back. Let's see. Oh wow, it won't let me change the description. Maybe I'll just remove the description and then add it in later, because it's doing a lot right now. But one thing, change a save, cool. One thing they not gonna do is block my fire ass thumbnail. Let's see. So that's what did it. In the description, I put some forward arrows, and YouTube doesn't like that. So lesson learned on that one. All right. So let me minimize this. So Megan, you asked why. So what happens is in my so right now I use a platform called Streamlabs, right? And I use Streamlabs to let me go back. I use Streamlabs to actually just set up. It sets up my entire stream. But the problem with I'm not the biggest fan of Streamlabs, but it was the easiest thing at the time for me when I started back streaming, right? Before I stopped streaming, before I had CJ, um, I was on OBS, and it took time to get my OBS setup going. The other black man, what's going on? It took time to get my OBS set up like just right. Um, but then it's been so long, and I didn't feel like jumping back into it at the time. So I just used OBS because OBS is really quick and fast. But Streamlabs has a lot of bugs. So now that at this point, I think it's safe to say at this point I've been actively streaming now for going on 3 months. So I don't see myself going anywhere anytime soon unless we have another kid, which is not going to happen. So I think at this point it's safe to say that I can actually start moving everything back over to OBS, but I need to take time to set that stream up. But what's stopping me from setting up everything in OBS is the fact that I also stream on TikTok now, and I need to reach a certain follower goal before I get the resources to actually live stream or become a TikTok creator or whatever that is. So that's the goal right now. I'm like 600 and something off. So I'm trying to work out some strategies to get there. The other black man, what's going on? How are you? What's up? I'm struggling right now because I'm doing MCOC. I finished Pragmata. I said that I was only going to do MCOC this week. And then this weekend I would pick up a new game. I already have, it's not a new, so I have some options, and I might go ahead and bring them up on screen and kind of show them to everybody. But I'm gonna spend the week going through MCOC. I got a lot of shit to do. And the thing is, when I play MCOC, I actually have time. Like when I'm playing Pragmata, or when I'm playing Resident Evil or something like that, I can't really interact with chat, right? Like I'm so locked in that it makes it hard for me to kind of pay attention to what's going on with chat or anything else. Now, on the flip side of that, I get my viewership goes up when I'm playing those games, but I don't really get a chance to interact with everybody because I got to be locked in playing the games. So I'm gonna do MCOC this week. I got 9.4 that I need to explore. Bars. You hear that? That's a bar. That was a bar. I got 9.4 that I need to explore. And there's like just a lot of other content and shit that I need to knock out. And the thing is, it's like I'm not gonna say it's a lower tier alliance right now, but it's definitely a low activity alliance. So, like, truth be told, like, let me look at this. I haven't done war in a hot minute, and looking at the alliance, let's see. Yeah, I haven't done war in a hot minute. They only do one battleground, or they only do one. I'm sorry, they only do one BG in Alliance War, and they don't do map 8. I think they just started doing map 8 consistently. So, well, and it's not even all of the battle groups. It's only one or two. So I'm kind of chill right now, which gives me a chance to kind of knock out a lot of the content that I need to knock out. And it was funny today because we actually got Megan, you're not gonna understand what I'm about to say, but we actually got Coliseum rewards for last week. And the rewards that we got, the rewards that we got, like I'm good. Like I said, I'm just chilling. I'm trying to make sure, because I'm doing MCOC, it gives me a chance to kind of interact a little bit more instead of like doing Resident Evil or one of those other games that kind of needs me to be more locked in. But it's just like it's this whole, like, the whole chill alliance thing. It's cool and it sounds good until you get into a chill alliance, and then you get your rewards, and it's kind of like it's not even close to what you're used to getting. Then it's kind of like, yeah, this ain't it. And this is no slight to the alliance I'm in. They're a nice group of people. You know what I'm saying? They cool, but yeah, this ain't it. Not for me, at least. And for a lot of people like this, they might want to be in an alliance that gets T2A from Coliseum, but I'm not about that life. So yeah, but what's going on with you, man? How are you doing? There are no NBA games on tonight. Like I went on Prime trying to see what was out there. It's a Monday ass Monday. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing there's nothing really on. There's nothing on TV. There are no games on. I don't watch the NHL. I don't want to sit here and watch the MLB. So so we gonna do MCOC. That's what it is today. Um, and I need to figure out what I want to do. I might as well do EQ. I might as well do EQ because that's the one thing I can do and just kind of turn my brain off. What is this one though? All right, Cosmic Attackers. That's not bad. Who's the boss? Oh, that's cool. All right. So, I think I would go in here. It doesn't matter. Whoever the top five is. Let me change that. Serpent. Shiny girl whose name I can't remember. Going with Deathless Thanos. Is there anyone who I want to go in here with who I have not used for real? I haven't, so I don't want to go in with any rank threes, but I am on the fence and ranking up Gore. But we'll go with Hulkling and Heimdall. I think that's good. Yeah, I think that's good. So I seen that my leg show lost last night. Even since I wasn't watching, it's not supposed to happen. What's supposed to happen is whether I'm watching we lose, when I don't watch we win. I didn't watch and we still lost. So now I feel like I'm double cheated because I missed the game and we lost. Oh shit! I need to actually go and change the name on TikTok. I'll do that next. There's a Doom movie coming out, Megan. I need to hear about this. Wait, so explain this to me. What kind of is it like the video game Doom or is it a new Doom? Or are you asking about the Avengers Doomsday movie? Hey, it is not a Fantastic Four movie. It is not a Fantastic Four movie. Fantastic Four is in the movie, but it's actually an Avengers movie. Avengers Doomsday. We don't disrespect. We do not disrespect around here. And yes. I'll let it slide. You don't know any better. I would think but considering who your father is, I would think he would have taught you better. But, YNs and all. It's all good. But yeah. Whenever Doomsday comes out, I will leave my kids at home and be there, even if it's by myself. And I will definitely be in the theater. How did I not look and I got hit? I looked up for 2 seconds and I got popped. It almost makes you want to just start all the way over. They said it's 4 hours. That's fine. It could be 5 hours, and I'll still sit there for it. You should just know that if it's 4 hours, you're going to be entertained for all 4 hours. If it's an Avengers Doomsday movie, and that's the thing, it's even thinking about the idea that the first Avengers movies were long. They were still great movies. They were still really good movies. Some of the best of the franchise. Um, so yeah, if they're telling me that I got to sit there for 4 hours, and it'll probably be more along the lines like 3.5, and then when you factor in like what is it, trailers and all that other shit, then it kind of gets to 4, which I'm cool with as long as it's a good movie. Like if you could, yeah. Dad told mom not to ask any questions. He told her to wait till I. That's how it should be. You should like it, let him enjoy the movie. The fact that the only thing that will ruin a movie is if you're asking too many questions during. If you need to ask questions, then do exactly that. Hold your questions till the end, and then let him fill in the gaps for you. Because all that's gonna happen is you're gonna ask him questions. He's gonna miss some shit that he really wants to see, and then he's gonna be mad at you and he's not gonna answer any of your questions. So let him enjoy the movie, then ask your questions. All right, I got some. I'm actually healing up a little bit. But yeah, just for future reference, anytime you go to the movies with someone, don't talk to them during the movie. It's that should be like the gold one of the golden rules of going to the movies. You don't go to the movies to talk. You go to the movies to watch the movie. He's just gonna keep. All right, there we go. I made that look horrible. But yeah, that is like the one golden rule. If you go to if it's almost like imagine I don't know. See, that's the thing. I don't know Avengers what Avengers like thing is for you. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to think like what out there would be. Oh well, no. Oh, you know what? I'll say it like this. What if what if you went to the Chris Brown concert, right? And Chris Brown's performing your favorite song, and in the middle of that, like someone leans over to you and says, "Hey, what is this song about?" Or they're like, I don't can you tell me the lyrics to the song?" Like something to take you out the moment. Like that's gonna ruin the shit for you. So like that's what I guess that's the best way. That's for me to equate it is like if you go to the movies, even if you go to see Avengers Doomsday, don't ask questions. Just sit there. I'm not gonna say shut up because that's disrespectful. But just chill out. Just chill out. Watch the movie. Enjoy the CGI and all the effects. And then once it's over, then ask your questions. Yeah, we'll do that again. Well, let me see what you just said. He told us to read the big Marvel book on all the characters. That sounds like something your dad would say. He's not wrong. Like, instead of bothering him with questions, take a second and read up on who's in the movie and educate yourself. I don't see nothing wrong with that. What the hell? Okay. I'm about to stop having to use Carolina Dean because I'm getting fucked up. It's mom who does that. I'll wait till after, but no matter the movie, she'll always have questions. Well, see, that's the thing. I feel like if you've gone to the movies with someone multiple times and you continue to ask questions, even though you know the person that you're with hates for you to ask questions, like at that point you're just doing it to troll. At that point you're really just trying to get on the you don't want the other person to enjoy the movie. Which and I don't know if your dad has done this, but if I was him, I just want to go to the movies by myself because I don't want you to ask me questions. Let me see. Hold on. While I'm here, let me try to fix. Let me go on Twitch and try to fix this. Um, yeah, I don't want you to ask me any questions. In fact, like I said, I would probably be trying to go to the movies by myself. because I know that if you go with me, you're gonna be asking me a whole bunch of questions, trying to kill the vibe. Creator dashboard. Yeah, let's go there. Is it showing the latest stream? Okay, no, it has me live. It looks weird. Settings. Yeah, it looks weird, but it's me. I mean, I look just like myself. So we'll go with that. Let's see. Oh, you go. So okay. So you go. So let me ask you this: if you've gone to the movies by yourself, which is cool. Like I personally, I have no issue going to the movies by myself. Me and me and my wife. Like there was one occasion that I can remember that we went to the movies at the same time, but we saw two different movies because we really didn't want to see the movie the other person was seeing. I remember I don't remember what movie she's seen. I think it was some movie with Bryan Cranston and Kevin Hart. I can't remember the name of the movie, but I went to see Dragon Ball DBZ Broly. I think it was DBZ Broly, if I remember correctly. When like for a short time it was in theaters, and I think that's what I went to go see. But yeah, it was cool. It made it. Because the thing is, I'm not thinking about who I'm there with when I'm there to see a movie, especially if I'm there to actually watch the movie. The last thing I want to do is have to worry about or see if the other person next to me is actually enjoying themselves. So yeah, nah, I'm good. But I was going to ask, so if you've gone to the movies by yourself, have you ever gone out to eat by yourself? Like you gone to a restaurant and all you did, you found a nice little spot. You might have been at the bar or you might have got a table, and you just you ate, you drank, you had a good time, but it was just you. Let's see. Like I can't say I've done that, and if I have for food, oh, okay. No, I haven't done that, but I have gotten food and ate somewhere else by myself. See, it's one okay. So like I feel like it's one thing to go and get food and then go someplace like that's just you and eat. It's another thing to like get food and be at the restaurant in public by yourself eating, right? I can't say I've done that either. I don't know. I don't know if I could. And I'm not the type of person that really cares about other people's perception of me, but in that moment it would fuck with me to think about like what people are thinking, right? When they see me there by myself. Like the first person that feels bad for me, I'm leaving. If I the second that I know that someone feels bad for me, I'm just gonna go home. Like I was like, I shouldn't have been here in the first place. Was that the first one? Oh, that was horrible. But I think that's my thing. You know what? Let's power up Heimdall. All right. Well, and that's the thing. It's like, and I'm not trying to battle of the sexes the whole thing, but I would, if I was a woman, I would kind of be, I'd be a little bit more hesitant, damn, about being out to eat by myself, just because you don't know how crazy, and granted, I could be out eating and someone could be watching me too, but ain't nobody trying to kidnap me. Whereas, for a woman, you could have a creep out there just kind of waiting to see you by yourself. So, I mean, I can definitely understand that. Like, but I think just from a vulnerability aspect of it, I'm always kind of like, oh, somebody might see me. Like it could, and the thing is I would just as, and I guess that's the thing. I would much rather just get my food, go back to a place like where I'm comfortable, and just eat it and enjoy my own company than to be in public enjoying my own company. And there's nothing wrong with that. Some people just have the ability to be anywhere and be by themselves and be cool. I just don't know if I can do that. There we go. Also, my anxiety. I feel like people would think I'm. That's exactly that. That's what I think. That is exactly what I think. Um, I feel like people would start seeing me and just immediately start thinking that not something's wrong with me per se, but like there's a reason why I'm by myself, or like like no one wants to eat with me, so I'm by myself. And I feel like it goes back to I feel like it kind of goes back to like high school. You know what I'm saying? Like you never really wanted to be the person that was eating by yourself. You always wanted to be around someone or have someone next to you. And granted, like you should eventually grow out of shit like that. But I mean, a piece of it stays with you. So yeah, I don't think I have the balls deep by myself. And like I said, I'm not. And sometimes talk to myself. I don't need people thinking. And so okay. So when you say talk to yourself, which is not crazy, okay? Talking to yourself is not crazy, but when you talk to yourself, do you talk to yourself out loud? Like, and, okay. So and when you talk to yourself, do you ask yourself a question and respond, or are you just like verbalizing a thought? Because I feel like there's a big difference in that. It's I mean, I'll catch myself and start talking out loud. Okay. So in my opinion, because I think sometimes I have a tendency to kind of say something and then not realize I'm saying it out loud. I don't see an issue in talking to yourself as long as you're not like having a full on like conversation with yourself, if that makes sense. Like if you're debating yourself on something, then we have an issue. Like if you're all out like point counterpointing yourself, um, then yeah, I wanna figure out if something's wrong. Because who are you arguing with? That's the question. Like who is it? What is that serious that you need to have an argument with yourself about that? It's never a full conversation. Like I'm answering myself. Okay. See, that's cool. I'll take that. And I can say like if I'm ever like if I'm at work and I'm thinking through something, then sometimes I'll be like I might have a thought out loud or like a response to something I'm thinking out loud, which is cool. And I guess I could say it's cool because I do it. But yeah, just don't have any all out conversations. If you keep it, as long as you keep it as long as you keep it just as like verbalizing your just like I guess epiphanies, which might not be the right thing. Like, you're adding an exclamation point, I guess, to a thought. That's cool, but if you're having all out conversations with yourself, then that's a problem. So yeah. But I think I'm the type of person I would never want someone to be out by themselves. Like I was just thinking about that. Like if you told me, hey, I think I'm gonna go out to eat by myself, I'd be like, why? Is something wrong? And then if I could or if I was in a position to, I feel like I'm the type of person I'd be like, nah, you don't need to eat by yourself. I'll come out to eat with you. Now, of course, there's a limit to that. Like, if I feel like all you're trying to do is go out to eat all the time, like, well, like, can you just order food or, but yeah. Like, why is it that you want to continuously go out and be in public by yourself and just sit and eat? But because I think, okay, because essentially, um, like when you go to a bookstore or when you go to Barnes and Noble and read a book, like you're doing that. That's like the same shit. You know what I mean? Like you're essentially, um, let's see, Naptown. Nah, you can think pros and cons. It is when you think, it is more than a thought. Okay. So Nap, I agree with that. Um, but that's the thing. It's like, is it when you verbalize the shit, or like, let's say you have a pro and you verbalize the pro, and then you have a con and you're like, nah, but blah blah blah. So okay, no. Now that I say it out loud, I can see that, right? And I won't think that's crazy. I won't, because I can see that. Like you have a thought, and then you verbalize the counterpoint to that thought. But okay, I'll give you that. Because yeah, that's that. When I verbalize it and I say it out loud, then it doesn't sound bad. I guess because I'm saying it myself. Uh, but it's like I'm trying to think. At some point, you cross a line. At some point, you cross a line where it's like, hold on, and let's see. I feel like it's a if it goes for more than 3 minutes. So okay, Naf, would you say you start thinking someone else is in your head? Then yes, that's the line. I can agree with that. When you start arguing with an imaginary person, then yes, and making you say, um, let's see, I feel like it goes for more than 3 minutes. All right, I can see that. Then I don't know, because at that point you know you're talking out loud and you don't care. So, all right, I have a story real quick. So, at one of my first graphic design jobs, we had um, a admin, and we were always working. We always had separate jobs. Like I said, I was the graphic designer. I was one of the graphic designers, but one of the admins, like his job was to be like it was kind of like Google ad support, right? So what he would do is sometimes he would call Google representatives and get the rights to Google business profiles, websites, all that shit. So what he would do and what creeped us all out is that he would jump online and he would jump in YouTube debates and shit. And he would be in all out arguments with people while he was at work in these YouTube lives. But we didn't know that. So we thought he was talking to himself. Right? He would be there and he would be like saying shit and he'd be laughing at shit and like it was the most random shit. Like he would be like, nah, fuck that bitch. When I see her, I'm a blah blah. Like he'd be saying some crazy shit, but because we didn't realize that he was in like live debates and chat forums, that that he was having like conversations with other people, but to us he just had on headphones, and he didn't want us or our boss to see that he was in forums, so it just looked like he was working, and he was just in these but he had his stuff open, he was just talking to himself. um long story short, he still ended up being crazy because he did some other whacked out shit, but like we thought he was crazy because of what he was doing. But like in that moment he would say shit, and I guess he would wait for someone to reply to him. Yeah. Out loud is different. He'd say shit and he'd wait for someone to reply to him, and then he'd like aggressively argue his point, right? But I'm sitting like 5 feet away from this dude, and the nigga's just like, it looks like to me. And if I'm 5 feet away and I can't tell that you're in a chat forum, then imagine what the person on the other side of the room thinks. At that point, you just crazy as shit and talking to yourself. But that's why I say it's like if you're just all out, kind of going at yourself and have an imaginary person in the room, then yes, that shit's crazy. But yeah, that makes sense. All right, Danny Moonstar. I really wish I could bring. I am not healing up anybody for this because that shit doesn't make any sense. But no, Nat, thank you. Thank you for jumping on Twitch. It's good to see you. After that long ass story. But now I'm curious, like, what places would it be okay to talk to yourself? Like, what scenario is it okay to actually have an all-out conversation with yourself? I guess if you're at home, maybe. I mean, like, if you're in your own house and you're having a conversation with yourself, um, there's nothing really crazy about that. But of course, in public, like you think about, I always envision the people that you see on the street corner, um, um, just kind of going all out in these conversations. But now that's kind of on another level. In the shower is a perfect time. Talking to yourself in the shower, I don't know. Now, singing in the shower. So okay, you know what? I'll give it to talking, but singing in the shower, I don't like people singing, period. So I can't say that. If you sing around me, I'm gonna ask you to stop. Like, I don't care. And my whole thing is, I could give two shits if you could sing or not. If you sing around me, it's gonna get on my nerves, and I'm gonna be like, I need you to cut it out. Like, and that's why I love my son, because he hates it too. And what he does is, if you start singing around him, he'll just start randomly yelling to get you to stop. And he does it to my wife. He does it. He did it at his birthday party. So yeah, it's like, the one thing, people talk to dogs. I think yourself is a better conversation. Well, see, did I ever talk to dogs? Did I ever talk to my dogs? So I didn't have all out conversations with my dogs. So my dogs passed away. So I'm trying to remember this. I never had all out conversations with my dogs, but I would say, like, commands are different from conversations. So yeah. So I can see what you're saying there. You say, Megan says, I talk to Milo all the time. He knew what I was saying. So Megan, as much as I am the biggest dog person of dog people, right? Even though I don't want dogs now because I got kids. Thanks for the follow. Even though I don't want dogs now because I have kids, one thing I will say is, in your head, you think the dog knows what you're saying, but the dog doesn't know what you're saying. The dog knows the tone of what you're saying. And I love Milo, and I remember I've babysitted Milo on a lot of different occasions, but Milo don't understand what you in all caps. No, he does. If this is me coming off as the guy who tells you that Santa Claus isn't real, then I don't want to hold that burden. So if you feel like Milo knows exactly, if you feel like your dog knows exactly what you're saying when you talk to him, I'm not going to take that from you. But he doesn't know what you're saying when you talk to him, though. He said, I'm at work, going to pull up the next one. All right, sounds good. But okay, so Santa isn't real. You know what? Let's stop talking about that. I'm about to burst a lot of bubbles. Nah, Santa's real. Tim the Toolman Taylor is Santa Claus. And yep, and The Rock is his bodyguard. So yep, Santa Claus is real. But yeah, like I talking, I'm all for it, because like I am a pet person myself, and I've always like said shit to my pets, but I never said it thinking that they could understand completely. Now, of course, like after a while they understand that everybody with the Santa isn't real, really, at the same time. And the fucked up thing is, someone could probably record this and then play it for my kids, and then I have a whole other explanation or conversation I have to have, and then my wife will be mad at me, Lefty, because I said some shit that I could have held on to, and I just killed 3 or 4 dreams in chat. You know what? I should really take fighting overseer personal. considering all the trouble he caused me. But hey, if y'all want to believe in Santa Claus, I'm not gonna kill your dream. All right. Um, if you want to, you know what? I'm gonna leave it there. I believe in what you believe in. But exactly, I'm about to get canceled. I can just see it now. Like I killed so many dreams in one stream. In a small time, in a small 5 minute span, I killed so many dreams. So we'll leave it there. Mm. But yeah, man. All right. But so okay, so this is why this is overall this is why I play this is why I like playing live streaming MCOC because it gives me more time to actually talk to the chat outside from when I was playing Pragmata. Um, like I'm using the right side of my brain to control the joystick. I'm using the left side of the brain to hack and get into shit. Like I can't look at chat, and by the time I look at chat, everybody's gone, or someone has said shit and I missed it. Uh, Started some shit. My bad. No, you're good. You're good. You didn't start anything. Um, I just need to like. I'm sitting here. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, uh, it's it's just funny thinking about like the connections that we have to to the things that we like and shit that even goes back to Pragmata now that I think about it, the connections that we create to things that we care for. And it's like in your head you just know in your head you just know that your dogs or your cats or whatever your pets are can hear you. Well, they can hear you, but they can understand what you're saying. And I mean, it's always assholes like me that walk in and like, he can't understand you, right? You know he just wants you to pet him. That's all he cares about. So yeah, I guess I am the type of person that I hate because um, even though I do believe what I said, I am of the mindset of like I don't want to kill people's dreams. And like I said, that's why I say like if you guys going back to the game that I just previously finished playing, um, Pragmata is so good because of the fact that like the game literally you start the game and the main characters get on your nerves. Like Diana and Hugh for the most part, like they were some annoying ass shit characters. But by the time I finished playing the game, I'm like shit. Like um, I'm sitting here worried about what's going to happen to both of them, and it's like the corny shit that bothered me in the first 5 minutes of the game. In the last like 15 minutes of the game, it was like the best shit ever. The lame conversation and the corny shit that I hated, like by the time I was done playing the game, I was like, nah, that's like Diane is my adopted child right now. I can't just let her be on Earth alone. That's not gonna happen. So I I guess if I was going to for if someone didn't want a review of Pragmata, I would say play the game because it is worth it. All right, where are we at? So the question that I currently have is though, is do I think that I could do a whole week of MCOC, right? Um, because after I finish EQ, I could do 9.4, and I feel like that could take up a few days. But the as much as I enjoy playing MCOC, I I just don't know, right? Because and especially considering the fact that um that I'm trying to grow the channel. I'm kind of of the mindset like if I am going to play different games, now would be the time. So I'm kind of weary of getting in the habit of being of overdoing MCOC, but I feel like a week of MCOC might not be that big of a deal, right? And then like I said, on the on Saturday I am going to start a new game. I haven't decided what that game is. And it might be me going back to Resident Evil and playing separate ways. Naptown 9.4 was fun, better than others. So yeah, I did the initial clear of 9.4, right? And I'm elder. I I can get if I go back through nine. If I once I explore 9.4, um, I'll have a I'll have another rank five. So at that point, I'll have four rank fives, um, and that's kind of what's pushing me right now because I don't really have anything that's pushing me within the alliance, and I'm going to leave the alliance at the end of this season, and that's primarily just because it's just they're not a bad alliance, they're just not competitive enough for me, right? They only have one battle group in war right now. They only have right. Well, when I joined the alliance, they only had one battle group doing map 8, and they're trying to get another one together. And I think that's because they're not trying to lose players. Oh shit, is he gonna go to a special 3? Yep, yes he is. All right. I just need to finish villain. The villain epoch was horrible. The villain epoch was so horrible, and it took me. And I think it was because I was streaming. I was streaming PRAGMATE while I was doing it, but it took me a whole week to finish that shit. And I did it in spurts. Like, I think I did. I would probably do maybe like a lane or two a day, and it took me maybe 4 days to get to the end of it. You said I'm in a retired alliance, so no pressure, but also less rewards. Yes, that's the shit that made me realize I'm not the type of person to be in a low tier alliance because we did what is that alliance raids last week or whatever the AQ raids, we did that last week, and when I went to lunch today, I logged into the game and I seen the AQ rewards and it was T2 Alpha. And I can't remember the last time that I did any kind of alliance anything and the reward was T2 Alpha. That has to be like map 7. Like map 7 like that before map 8 came out. And when that happened, I was like, I can't do this. I'm not built for this. And the thing is, I told the guy that because when I joined the alliance, it actually happened. It happened kind of funny because I was talking to someone in a different alliance that was actually doing tier 1, tier 2 wars, and they were pushing for masters. And I don't know if I took a little bit too long, but he sent me a friend request and an invite, and then the alliance that I joined also sent me an invite and a friend request, and I think that I joined the wrong. I did. I joined the wrong alliance, and by the time I realized I joined the wrong alliance, I was like, you know what? Like, I'm here. I'm not gonna put y'all in a bad spot. So I'll finish out the season, and then I'll find someplace else. I didn't realize that I still had like 3 weeks till the next season started. Because if I did, I'd have just found another alliance. So I've gone like I said, I've gone 2 months, just kind of like scraggling around, not doing anything. And on the bright side of that, it's allowed me to play other games, and I have to worry so much about being an MCOC. But I'm not a whale. I'm nowhere near a whale, but I do spend on the big events, right? Not more so the last event because I didn't really see a reason in buying shit for the last one. But 4th of July, I'm gonna spend some money. And depending on what else comes and who else, there's not really that many 7 stars that they could still add in unless they add in Hercules or someone else. But even if they added in Hercules as a 7-star at this point, well, I'm not gonna lie. If they added 7-star Hercules, I'd get him and I'd take him to rank 4, probably rank 5. But they've designed so much content around Hercules now. I take him to rank 5, and then I try to force him into situations. Exactly, Nat. Like he would, like you. It's almost like Human Torch, right? Like, Where am I at? Who am I gonna? I don't see myself taking out anybody. It's almost like Human Torch. I remember when everybody was excited to get Human Torch in the game, and you still don't see Human Torch anywhere because it's like the game has moved past what Human Torch did, and um, as useful as Human Torch was at the time, he's just not. That's not him anymore. Uh, you know what? We'll do this. I really want to get an armor break in there. Do I have Phoenix? And oh, you know what? That works. And she's immune, so that'll work. Yep. Now good at one thing, but yes. It's like, and the thing is, I remember, mo, I remember in a recent, well not recent, but probably like within the last 6 months, someone I had all Mystic champs in a left, and I think it was like the last round of a Battlegrounds match, and all I had was Mystic champs, and someone dropped Human Torch, and I had Abs Man. So I put in Abs Man and I still won, and I won it. I think I won with like I was either at 90% health or close to 100% health, and that's the thing. It's like the there if the, when it gets to the point where there are mystics that are countering Human Torch, then it's I'm not gonna say he's past his prime, but he's not as dominant as he used to be, and that's kind of how I look at it. So yeah, let's see. I don't think there's anything really to this fight, right? It's just parry heavy. That falls off, and he likes to throw heavies, right? So I feel like if I just wait. Are you gonna use it? All right, there we go. And I'm not gonna say that. So another champ. I'm not gonna say that he's not useful because I have him. He's on my team now, and I still use him, but not as much as I used to. Is Hulkling, and Hulkling is viable, right? I'm not saying I'm not. I wouldn't sit here and be like, oh, he's useless now, but I'm not as in a rush as I used to be to try to get Hulkling on any team, even sometimes in BGs. Um, because there's still even some tech champs that Hulkling is going to have a problem with, and I would much rather bring in options where I can cover multiple tech champs, and Hulkling is sometimes can be a liability. And this is coming from someone who like there we go. I'm I'm one of the I was one of the biggest like stands when they were talking about bringing Hulkling into the game, and I was like they can't. I think I was also one of the biggest haters, like they can't do it because Hulkling is too powerful. But now, I I'm hard pressed to even sometimes bring him on a team unless I really want to just force myself to use him. It's hard to I'm hard to find. Sometimes it's hard for me to find a spot for him. Are you gonna do something? This is a long ass fight. There got to be some place. There has to be a way to make this faster. Damn it! Now I have to actually avoid him. Okay. Just do something. Stop doing like he just loves to spam the heavy. Thank God it's over. All right. Let me see. Catch up on chat real quick. Hurt and Corvus, punished. Yeah, he punished him to SB2. Yeah, rank 4, 6200, just plain kill shit. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like, and so the thing is, you think about it. If in battlegrounds now, like let's say you have the option to bring in either a rank 4 Cull Obsidian or rank 4 6200 Cull Obsidian or rank 4 Hulkling. You're probably bringing in Cull Obsidian, right? Because he's just going to get the fight done faster. Granted, like there's some shit that he can't take, but the shit that he can take and the speed in which he takes it is probably going to trump Hulkling, right? And if I think about my Battlegrounds roster, right? So I'm always going to bring in Serpent. I'm always going to bring in Dark Phoenix. I'm always going to bring in Carolina Dean. Now I'll possibly more often than not bring in Heimdall. That's 4, right? I think that's done. How many of these do I have? Okay, cool. So let me look at this real quick because I'm really curious. I'll come back to finish that. I might actually do another Coliseum match because I really need to I need to practice that. Where's Battlegrounds? Okay. So, let's look at Cosmics, right? So these are the Cosmics that I have now. I have in a rank 4 Hulkling because I have not taken Cull Obsidian to rank 4 yet, right? At some point in time, I will probably take him to rank 4. I just haven't done it yet. But when I do take Cull Obsidian to rank 4, whose spot is he taking? It would be easier, but if I'm picking for spot, I take Hulkling over Cole. You do? See, okay, and I can understand that. It's just for me when I think about it, like, let me look at the science. Let's look at the defensive. Let's just look. You know what? Let me get out of this, and let's go here. So, if I look at the defenses, right, and this might change my mind as I'm looking at this. This might change my mind because if I look at the defense, then he would have a problem with Nimrod. He wouldn't have I'm thinking about Hulkling at this point. He'd have a problem with what's his name? Dang it, I forgot his name. Yes, Arnim-Zola. He'd have a problem with Arnim-Zola. He wouldn't have a problem with Fat-Man. He wouldn't have a problem with Shocker. He wouldn't have a problem. And let's see, I can change this back afterwards. He wouldn't have a problem with Solvark. He would not have a problem. Oh, I think I am changing my mind as I go through this. Yeah, Yondu is always in. Yeah, so okay. I like to make sure I get Yondu in when I can. I just need to make sure I have the counters that I need, right? So if I was going to put Yondu in over somebody, I would definitely take out Infamous Doom and I'd put in Yondu over him. So no, I think I have changed my mind. Hulkling's Reach. Yeah, no, I think so. His heavy works really well with Arnim-Zola. So I was gonna say, I think I might have changed my own mind because as I sit here and I look at this, like there is a way for Hulkling to take the majority of techs, right? And I think the only thing though is, can he do it? I guess that's where if there was a drawback, can he consistently do it faster than than what's his name, Cull Obsidian? And that's what I guess that's what I think about sometimes, especially when I bring in Hulkling for a fight versus someone using Cull, and it takes me 45 seconds to finish a fight, where the person with Arnizola finishes in like 30, not Arnizola, with Cole finishes in like 30 seconds. So that's the shit that has me sitting here like questioning my fight choice. And it could just be a skill issue. I'm okay with that. Hulkling reach because he's offense and defense. I can get that. And the thing is, yes, with with Hulkling, the problem is you really only have one or two times to either parry or block before he starts just like eating into your health bar. So I can get that. So that is valid. Oh wow, we've been an hour in. Okay. So I could do one or two things. I could go back into, you know what? No, I said I was going to try to call and seal him again. I only have 11 more points on here. I want to try to get more practice in. With, no, I'm not going to level up yet. I want to try to get more practice in with crossbones. Because I kind of got decent at it. I got around five bars at one point. And the only reason I stopped is I messed up. I don't want to level up the podium, though. All right. And I probably should take crossbones to rank 4. I'll probably be able to do more damage faster. All right. I just need you to use a special. Not that no, good lord. All right. So that didn't go well. We'll start it back again. All right. All right, now we're at 7. Why is it that I have a problem dodging that now? I did not have that problem earlier. Now I can't dodge shit. Okay. Let me sit up. Let me not be lazy. I'm gonna do it again. We're gonna do it until we're good at it. All right. And I know it's easier to dodge the special 1 than it is the special 2, but once I start getting into this health bar, once I start really getting into the health bars, he's gonna get to a special 2 more often anyway. So I jumped back too soon. Okay. There we go. Damn it. I thought I had the reach. I didn't have the reach. I thought I had him on the wall, but I guess I dodged back too far. That's only 9 bars. Okay. Do something. All right, 17. No, you were supposed to move. Damn, he was supposed to move. SG2 will do more damage with Furies. But yeah. So, so that was better. All right, here we go. So I'm trying to find the best way to keep the Furies up. Um, and it seems like the longer that I wait to try to get to a special 2, like if I get to a special 2, it's because I've taken too long. See, and like the fact that he just sits there, the fact that he'll sit there and he won't do shit, get another one off. I had like 9 on me, and then I dropped real quick. How was he able to dodge back that quick? All right, so use it. Use it. Use it. By the time I get it off, he's dropped off the Furies. I am starting to I am starting to get better with the AI though. I learned that if I pause instead of just going right in, he doesn't like he's aggressive, but it's almost like he hesitates. All right. All right, now we're back at 10. Thank God. I'm so happy I held on to that because I realized while I was holding the heavy that I wasn't close enough. Damn. He got up and just chose violence. Sometimes, like, the AI recovers so fast. All right, come on. Like, I need. Damn. All right. Yeah, AI is better on some runs than others. Yeah, and I've I've seen people complain about using crossbones just for that reason, and I don't have. And maybe I'm just more patient than other people because I don't expect the AI just to always cooperate, but I at least be able to I at least expect to be able to find a pattern. And when it starts doing like random shit, that's what'll kind of throw me off because even though it is AI, it does improve. It is still AI. Come on, man. But one thing I will say is, um, the one thing I do like about these challenges is just similar to the Danny Moonstar challenge. It forces you to either to learn how to fight a specific champ and to learn how to use a specific champ. I don't know what the fuck that was offensively, because I can't think of the amount of times that I struggled against Danny Moonstar's SB2 before her challenge happened. And I would never have thought, I would never have even thought that Crossbones was a good counter for was a good counter for Gentle until this challenge. So definitely learning shit. How did I miss on that? I do need to find some other counters. I used Ironheart for the second part for the second fight, and I don't know if I want to stick with her. Yeah, that was horrible. But yeah, it definitely does help you learn. And I think that might be one of the things that drives me to keep using a specific champ is because it actually kind of helps me get better using that champ in other portions of the game. Um, like, is it top tier gameplay? No, but it forces me to actually learn more about that specific champ. All right, I shouldn't have parried again. I get it. All right, so I shouldn't even. How did his unstoppable? Oh, I didn't have. Okay, that is the first time that I've done this that I actually got hit by his unstoppable. Come on, man. All right. So yeah, I think I am going to give Omega Sentinel a try after this. All right, here we go. See, now this is the type of loop that I need. All right, that's not going to work again. Unless I can get it to. See, that's what kills me. Oh, shit. All right. Yeah, it might be time. I think I am going to try Omega Sentinel and then just come back to this. Because I don't even think that's nowhere near the best that I've done. But instead of. No, I'm just going to throw her in there. Oh, duh. All right. Come on. Do one more. I don't know why I want to decide to keep trying to parry heavy him now. All right, here we go. This is actually going pretty well. Okay. Damn, it fell off. Come on. The fact that he was able to do that heavy and then go immediately into something else was crazy. How many is this? Not that much. Okay, so I'm doing pretty well at dodging because I don't even have to pay attention to it anymore. I say that and then I get rocked. Okay. I haven't looked up. I'm sorry. I had to lock in for a second. Shit. Yep. I felt like I knew that was about to happen. The second that I realized that I didn't put the grit on him. That's not bad though. If I can go in and keep on stacking up if I can go in and keep stacking up the incinerates or the plasma, that could actually be a pretty good fight. All right, so now we should be able to do pretty decent damage. All right, so we got that back up. Are you really just gonna stand there? All right, how many is this? Would have been better if I had more than 3. I'll just say that. Okay. Oh, I'm so mad that was far back. Okay. All right. So happy I saved that. All right. All right. I'm gonna do it again. I am gonna do it again. Okay. I need to find a way. I really don't want. Well, so I kind of want to rank 4. I kind of want to rank 4 Omega Sentinel, but I don't know if this is why I want to rank 4 Omega Sentinel. I always said I was going to at some point rank 4 Omega Sentinel. I don't know if this is worth it. Um, is that the right one? Yeah. I swear I used that special. All right, see if I can get this off. I need you to hit me again. Not like that though. Damn, I can't keep. I can't seem to keep those up. And the thing is, I don't see as much as I want to take Omega Center to rank 4. I don't see a reason why. Like this is a skill issue. This isn't a. This is a skill issue. This isn't a like Omega Sentinel like damage issue. I guess I'd say. It's me not using her optimally. Optimally. And I guess I need to think before I do that because I think the issue is I'm gonna do it again. I go into I know that he only has about 4 or 5 hits left before he goes unstoppable, and I still decide I can't do that, and then I still decide to go into that special too. All right, I don't know how I got all the way to an SP3, but can I even get this off in time? Nope. I feel like every time that I'm supposed to get fucked up, that auto block comes in handy. Why does he decide to go? Why does he decide to turn up right then and there? See, dumb shit again. And that's the thing. If I put more thought into it, um, I could definitely get these on and keep them on. All right, we'll take it. Yeah, by the time I get back to them, it's gonna be gone. Use it. Come on, come on. No, I'm not gonna get that off in time. Sorry, I'm so quiet. I need to. I'm trying to focus so I can see if I can get the most damage out of this. But it seems like um, every time I get a good SP2 off, he starts turtling up. Okay. This is the shit that I'm talking about. All right. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to keep trying at that because that's the shit I'm talking about. Like the second that he's actually in a position, um, for me to act to maximize damage, he starts turtling up. Hmm. I could take her to rank 4. Okay. And maybe I just need to be more strategic with how I use that, how I apply the tracking. Okay, so this is a good one. Damn, just lost two of them. Can I get to it in time? No. All right. Even though he's starting to turtle up, we're still keeping the plasmas on pretty well. Really? You know what? I'm just gonna go into a special three. I feel like that's the only way I'm gonna really get the. There we go. Don't run out. Don't run out. No, it's gonna run out. Shit. All right. Damn. And that was actually going pretty decent too. Until it was like I ran out of that grit ran out right in the middle of that special two. Fuck it, we're gonna do it again. Where are we at? We're at okay, so this will be okay. I'll do this as the last one. All right, so that's the only two. Okay. All right, here we go. I might be able to keep this one up. Damn. I had like almost 10 up and they fell off just that quick. That's that bullshit. All right, so this is where it usually starts to fall apart. Okay. Damn. Okay. So I think this will get me at least, well, it'll get me six. No, there are none. Okay. I guess not. Okay. Come on. Let's get it. All right. Six. No. At least we got to five. I'll give it that. Oh shit! How does it time out? Okay, that was probably the best I'm gonna do for right now. Then I didn't know that timed out. I just thought it went on until. All right, that is what it is. Okay. Well, shit, we're almost at 2 hours. Okay, so I'm gonna end the stream there. First night streaming MCLC. For what would it, one of five. So, this is what it's gonna be all week. Please stop back by. Let's see, Nat on Twitch. Thanks for stopping by. Leffy, thanks for coming through. The other black man, thanks for coming through. Megan, thank you again for the conversation on TikTok. 1,000 likes on TikTok. Appreciate that. Really do appreciate it. Let's see. I think I covered everything. New followers on. I think it was new followers on Twitch and new followers on YouTube. So I appreciate that as well. But I'm gonna end it here. I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully I got some NBA or something to watch because having a blank screen right in front of me was kind of hard. But we'll see what it is. Everybody have a good night. See you guys tomorrow. Be safe.